Hi, I'm Randy MacLean, the president of WayPoint Analytics and the co-founder of the Advanced Profit Improvement Conference. This video is about segmentation, customer segmentation, and in the next few minutes we're going to talk about why people do this and how to do it at a 5,000 foot level. There are other detailed videos that get down into the strategies and tactics in each of the segments we're going to talk about and give you a lot more detail. But I wanted to give everybody an overview today so you have a starting point to get going. Now, the reason that people do segmentation is essentially it's a management trick. Nobody has the bandwidth to come up with individual, customized, one-off solutions for every single customer that you have. They just never can get to the end of it. And so one of the first things you can do is a segmentation that will allow you to get some limited groups of customers that all have similar parameters that will allow you to put together policies, procedures, decision points that you can use that will apply to most or all of the people within one of the groups. And so you can get a lot of progress quickly by looking at the segments and starting some segment-based programs right off the top. What you do within the segments is you're going to work out your policies and attitudes towards how you triage and use your resources, sales, operations, customer service within each of the groups to make sure that the right level of those things is there for each one of those groups. And then so your employees will also know how to make their day-to-day decisions on what they're doing within the groups. When we look at the customer segmentation, we use a model that is sort of based on some work done by Dr. Barry Lawrence at Texas A&M University. And we like his segmentation groupings, but we've taken it to the next level by using profitability rather than revenue and margin and those high-level measures that don't really do as good a job of segmentation. And so we're always looking at customers based on their profitability. This all starts with a customer profitability ranking. And the way that we do the grouping, the way that you can do the grouping, is to make sure that all of your profitable accounts are in the top two quadrants, all of your unprofitable accounts are on the bottom two quadrants. And then what we do is we put all of the high profit volume accounts, whether it's positive or negative, off to the right side, and then all of the low volumes off to the left side. So when you look at it, we have the four recognized groups, and this is what we would do with each one of them. The core accounts in the upper right-hand quadrants are basically your first priority. You always want to protect the core, and you want to protect and preserve those accounts. You want to have high levels of touch, high levels of customer service, and you want to be able to make sure that the bad guys have a hard time getting to those accounts. If something happens to them, you're really going to feel it, so they need to be your first priority. It's also the place where you have the profit margins to support all of your logistic resources and all the best of what you have in order to support those accounts. While just preserving them isn't enough, you also want to penetrate the accounts more deeply. There is always a lot more business that can be had in those accounts, and it's the easiest place to get growth because you have a high velocity, you have a working relationship, you have a history with these people, and you can get more business by doing line extensions or making sure that there's any second source business leaking out somewhere else. Fill rates are going to be really important up in here, and it's also important that you have the right people on the accounts. You want to have your absolute A people on your A accounts. They're going to get 20% more business out of those accounts. And the last thing you want is one of the core accounts to be fumbled by some C rep somewhere, and then you're out there spending your time trying to get the account back because the logistics of your system wound up putting them in the wrong hands. The opportunity accounts are pretty interesting, and there's a couple of important subsets of accounts that you'll find in this group. The first is the emerging accounts, companies that have discovered some new mousetrap and basically have a business that's growing like crazy. And frankly, if you can get a lot of these, they're going to drive a lot of the growth in your business. So if you're looking for the top line growth, being able to identify those emerging accounts is one of the best ways of making sure that that's going to happen for you. A lot of us are in mature markets. We've reached stasis, and there's not very much organic growth left to us. And so these emerging accounts are really the things that are going to give you the profit and sales growth that you'd like to have. The second group that you'll find in here are really large accounts that are somebody else's core accounts, and they're using you as second source. And you really want to put your 100 killer sales guys on here. You want to get over there and really get in those accounts and work hard to displace the incumbent and make them into a core account of your own. So it's very important for the organization to have a process of identifying these kinds of accounts so that you can make sure that you're getting proper focus on them, because they're going to drive the improvements that you're looking for in the future. Third group is the marginal accounts. These are small volume, money-losing accounts. You're going to find they're mostly people that do, a few hundred, a few $1,000s a year with you. A lot of them are businesses that really have no growth in their future. They're small, and they're always going to be small. And they basically don't need, they don't want, and they certainly aren't willing to pay for gold-plated Rolls-Royce service that you would give to your core accounts or more important target accounts. And so you should be very careful about not having an organization that's on autopilot that's giving away Rolls-Royce service in these areas, because it basically will just drain your profits away. Because of the high customer acquisition costs, I frankly think it's not a good concept to think about firing customers. I don't mind customers deciding to leave because they're unwilling to do business on a profitable basis, but I don't like the idea of having intention of getting rid of them. And so what a lot of people do with the marginal accounts is they set up what Bruce Merrifield calls a wholesale division, where, out on an industrial strip somewhere, largely self-service, cash and carry, you can meet the needs of these accounts with a low-cost model that can make them profitable. There are companies out there that have made their whole business into wholesale and have done very, very well. And almost anybody can do that if they have a critical mass of those accounts and they take the time to review very carefully what kind of logistics and cost, resource costs they're willing to commit to them. You can also review your P&L and look at each line of the P&L. Sales commissions, should they be here? No. Delivery costs, they should be paying their own delivery. Receivables, it doesn't make any sense to be chasing a $37 invoice 90 days outstanding. Should all be cash and carry, credit card. And definitely should be a different pricing model, because these guys are never going to buy large volumes of anything. You can't give them large volume prices and have a sustainable business. Service drain accounts almost always are one-off negotiated solutions. You're going to have a very small number of these high volume money-losing accounts. It's almost impossible to get a sales guy to go in and go up against the buyer and get anything to change in terms of the logistics consumption that they're going to be imposing on your company. And normally the issue here is that we're giving them more service than the margins will cover. And so, and we get into situations, national account has 1,000 stores. They want you to ship a teaspoon of stuff to every store. These kinds of things will really eat you alive. And those things need to be looked at very, very carefully. And you normally can't just do that at the buyer. So somebody senior at your company is going to have to go call somebody senior at that company. You're going to take the numbers with you. You're going to work with them. And we have a lot of strategies and tactics we'll cover in other videos you can, that you can use. But remember this, you have a lot more power than you think. These guys have high switching costs. They have, it'll be disruptive for them to change suppliers. And they will negotiate with you because they're big enough to be professional and understand the numbers. And if you got a real numbers problem, they'll be able to see the writing on the wall. And 3 out of 4 of them will work with you to solve the problem with you. So you should you should get out there and do something about it, because this will put a lot on your bottom line or prevent a lot of the profits from being drained off your bottom line. Okay, for more of these videos, please go and sign up at the APIC website, which is www.apicconference.com. There's 2 C's in the middle. Or you can text APIC to 58885. That's 5 3/8 and a 5. And we'll put you on the list so you can get more of these videos. We have a lot of tactical and strategic videos that can help you run your business at a higher level and help you get into the second tier in wholesale distribution, where real profits are a reality year in and year out. Anybody can get there. We'd like you to get there as well. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next video. Hi, it's Randy MacLean. If you found this video helpful, we have so much more to share with you. Just head over to our website and sign up for our Innovative Profit Tips series. It's a great collection of materials, all designed to show you how to drive more profit in your business without necessarily having to add new sales. Just head over to APIC, that's APIC, conference.com/profit, or simply text your name and email address to 480-207-3433, and we'll get you started right away.